This is an interesting one. We're going to end your day on a high note.
Play on words.
Rock climbing on steroids. Dina, you take this one because this is right up your alley.
Oh, yes, and we're going to bring Rob Carlmark into this, too. So while he walks over, Alex Honnold, who is actually from Sacramento. Yes, one of our NorCal connections. So he was able to successfully rock climb El Capitan in Yosemite. It is one of the most straight up ledges. It was carved out by a glacier many years ago. And there he is, and he did this without any security features. He had no ropes, no harnesses, no nothing. And this was his second attempt because he tried to do this before, wasn't in the right mental space, couldn't do it. So this time he didn't tell anyone he was doing it. He's sponsored by North Face and all these other great companies. So they all knew. But he didn't make it public to everyone else because he didn't want a big crowd at the bottom making him have anxiety about it. But he successfully climbed to the top.
So what you see there, that's what he climbed in. That's it, right there. And he was wearing a red shirt when he did it. But shoes and a chalk bag, and that's it from the bottom to the top. And not only that, it wasn't the easiest way up El Capitan.
No.
It was one of the harder ones. So not only did he do it without a harness and without ropes or anything, no safety equipment at all, but he went from the bottom to the top, 3,000 vertical feet, and doing it the hard way.
For someone who's not very knowledgeable about the hiking world, how is this one of the biggest moments, you're saying, even in any sport?
Yeah, you know, anytime you start to go back and forth between sports, you're going to have some controversy. But in my opinion,
in your opinion,
what he was facing was certain death for almost 4 hours. And not only that, it's extremely physically taxing, mentally taxing. I mean, just imagine that your next hold or your next move could be your very last, and then you're doing it. You can't take all day. The sun, it gets warmer and warmer. There's a bunch of things that he's fighting, fatigue and everything. So to be on that long is incredible. And just to go back in history, what Dina was showing, when people first started going to Yosemite, and then someone said, one day someone's going to climb that, they thought just in total, it would be impossible. And the first expedition to climb it, I think, took like a month or something like that.
You might notice it because it might be a desktop photo for your MacBooks.
Oh, that's a good little nugget.
It's actually one of the stock photos. That's El Capitan right there in the middle. Right here.
It's
interesting.
It's difficult if you don't climb to understand, but just know that what has happened is easily the biggest thing that's ever happened in climbing, easily. Number one, and number two, it'll never be repeated because there's no reason. He wanted to accomplish that goal, and he did it, and there's no reason for him to ever go back and try to do that again.
When I see a story like this,
well, you don't say never. He might. There are people who have done Everest a few times.
Okay, the whole no ropes, no safety equipment, that's not something that not everyone can do that, or we don't want everyone to do that. I mean, he's at a level where he was capable of doing that, but still on the verge of maybe dying
with huge risk.
Yeah, I sometimes when I heard this story at first, I was like, oh, don't try this at home, kids. You know, unless you're that experienced. Huge feat. Huge feat. I don't want to.
This is normally what he looks like dangling when he does have the equipment.
Oh wow.
So he literally is relying on a little piece of rope to get him up, but in this case, he had nothing, which your anxiety, you can imagine, even with the rope.
Happy.
Look at this.
I'm miserable hearing about this.
I'm getting a stomach ache.
He has a chalk bag and a t-shirt, some cargo shorts. That's it, fam.
Where does he go from here?
I'm in agony for him, and he's like on top of the world, smiling,
literally,
full mouth of teeth showing.
And the other thing,
celebrities coming out and even applauding him, right? Dina, you found, wasn't it Jared Leto?
Yeah, Jared Leto. So let me pull that up because he actually posted about this, and I'm not going to play this sound because he says the S word, so I'm not going to do that. But
and it's not.
Jared Leto did have a concert, and he posted a whole hey, congratulations, we're so proud of you.
Can we talk about how they look alike? Are they brothers?
The Nashville crowd. He did all of that. He said, congratulations, Alex. It's so awesome that you did that, to his entire concert with 30 Seconds to Mars. And then Alex reposted this, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Because he has these celebrities coming out, which I thought was really neat.
And we should bring up his local connection as well, too.
Yeah,
he went to Mira Loma High School.
Yep.
And, you know, when you think about Sacramento, let's be honest, you don't think about one of the flattest places in America as being the home to a rock climber, and the most, at this point, the most famous, most well-accomplished rock climber in the world, of which there are many, many, many of these men and women that do incredible feats all the time. But at the moment, what he just did is the best, and it's just, for me, it's such an odd thing. But when you hear the story of him, he got pulled into climbing, and then on his first trip to Yosemite, he was like, "That's it.
That's it.
This is what I'm going to do." And in order to exactly, that's him in a crack there, and that's from a photographer looking down. And this will be made into a movie, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Jimmy Chin is a climber. He had a movie about climbing this huge rock wall in Pakistan called Meru, and he's probably the best adventure sport photographer, videographer
in the world. Is there a movie about him?
Yeah, so we will be able to see this firsthand with the best in the business. So this isn't just a photo. You're going to be hearing about this for a long time. But it's incredible to me that, you know, you could be from anywhere, but then your life path, the choices and experiences, and then just a random stroke. I mean, imagine if he had never learned about rock climbing. Then we would never have Alex Honnold and all these accomplishments.
So my question to you, Cornelia, have you been to Yosemite?
No.
Okay,
Me
we
neither.
So I want
all
of you.
You know, outdoors isn't really.
Well, I like beach. And I said
like
we will go glamping. We will go glampers camping.
Well, like just randomly, like sleeping outside.
The Valley of Yosemite. Okay, so I will say this for all of you out there: share your pictures. If it's not Yosemite, maybe your favorite national park. Let's start a whole little, slideshow here.
Okay.
And let's get these girls to Yosemite.
Yeah, no, beautiful.
You've never been?
No.
See,
I'm a SoCal girl.
Walt Gray's never been either.
Really? Oh, see, now if Walt hasn't been,
then no slack on us for having.
Yeah, Walt hasn't been.
Okay,
we'll get there. It's not that I don't want to go. It's I just haven't, and I would love to. I do love the outdoors. Even I got proposed in Colorado, out in the snow.
There we go.
You'd be proud.
So proud.
Beer in hand in the snow and making it cold. Yeah, I love the outdoors. I just haven't experienced much of it. Yeah, so let's go. Morning blend trip. Maybe we'll record it, and it'll be our own Oprah and Gail moment.
We hiked up to the top of Half Dome a couple of years ago, and it's just the views you have from Yosemite. It's just incredible. And so, if you guys have any photos, share them with us. And then, I would love to do a little trip with you too.
Okay, and then you have a big trip coming up. Don't you have a big trip coming up?
Yeah, aren't you hiking?
Mount Whitney.
Okay, not NBD, no big deal.
She's like,
Mount Whitney. Well, she just went up.
Don't worry.
Meanwhile,
you went up.
Mount Shasta.
Shasta. I almost said Everest for a second.
Oh no. No. But there is another local connection to a man who just summited Shasta last week. Adrian Ballinger, who's a big outdoor enthusiast up at Squaw Valley, that's where he calls home. He just summited Everest without supplemental oxygen.
Everest, the one.
Everest.
That's where the Everest came in.
The 29,000. Is that how it is? 29,000.
Yep. And change.
And change.
It's the 29 is the easy part. It's the change.
The change part, yeah.
It's Rob, when the kids are out of the house, then you can start training. And go hiking.
Yeah.
No, I consider mowing and edging my extreme sport training. Look, I am fortunate I've been able to do many things in my life, but I will tell you this is the most challenging and the most rewarding at the same time. People with kids, you get what I'm talking about.
Being a daddy?
Yeah.
Early Father's Day for you.
Thank you.
Happy early Father's Day.
Happy early Father's Day. All right, everyone. We're going to be doing something special for Father's Day, so we encourage all of you, send in your pictures.
Yes.
We'll all be posting on our socials asking all of you, but here's your sneak peek, kind of. Send them in because we're going to feature dads this month. All right, everyone, have a beautiful Monday. We'll see you tomorrow, 5 to 7 a.m. right here on ABC Morning Blend.